Once again, live from the Spill Studios located off of the I-35 corridor, it's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
And those intros are getting more epic, man.
That's right. Now is the time.
Now in HD. But clearly nobody wanted you back last week, man.
Nobody, man. It was all, where's co-host? I miss co-host. Who's this Carlisle guy? I have a short attention span. Yeah, no, thank you everybody for welcoming me back and rolling out the red carpet and saying yay, because, I'm happy to be back.
No, last week was a good show. I listened to half of it. I would listen to the other half, but I had to leave the house. But I listened to it. See, I was there. I don't have to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, I've occasionally listened to them, and it's like, wait, why am I listening to this? I lived this. This is just such a weird experience to have these two memories of this conversation.
And I have to listen to it anyway because after we're done, I got to edit some of this stuff together. So it's No, they've been sounding good, man. Last week was a real good show. So I'm glad you're back, man.
All right, so now we can officially stop welcoming me back. From here on out, I'm just back and I'm here.
Now you know that you say that they're going to do it all over again, just to spite anybody that tells them not to do it. So first thing before we really get started is that I want to mention the party on the 18th. Are you going to go?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay, yeah, I'm mentioning this because everybody wants to know, and I'm just putting it in every podcast as a reminder until it happens. And that party is going to be on the 18th. Is it the 18th of October? October 18th. That's a Saturday at 6 p.m. at Mother Egan's
on 6th Street.
On 6th Street,
downtown,
but West 6th Street
on Saturday night.
But West 6th Street.
Are you out your goddamn mind?
Hey, there's parking down there. You just got to search for it, but you'll find it somewhere. And I've told people, when you come down there, be prepared to park. I mean, a lot of people have asked about the party, so there it is. And I had to throw it on a weekend because we have about 5-6 people coming in from out of town, from other states. So
those people are insane.
I know, but
all of them are going to email me going, "You better be there. I'm flying in." It's like, I didn't ask you to fly in.
The night
you're going to make me drive down and park downtown on a Saturday night. You're going to you want to fly in.
You're going to be there. You'll be there. October 18th. Carlisle will be there at Mother Egan's.
Don't say that, because if I'm not there, people are going to be, "Where's Carlisle?" I don't know.
We'll have somebody in a Carlisle mask.
I got a message on my cell phone that said, "Fuck off and die." I guess that means he's not coming. I don't understand it. I told him several times he was coming, but here he's not here. I don't get it. No, I don't want to have that conversation.
We'll have somebody there who looks like you. Not like anybody's going to know. We'll have somebody wearing a Carlisle mask. They haven't met you in person, so they'll think it's you. Like, hey,
yes, because clearly the voice won't be a giveaway.
We'll find somebody. We'll get somebody who smokes about 50 packs a day, and they'll sound like you. We'll get somebody out there. We'll get somebody out there on October 18th at 6 p.m.
at Mother Egan's,
located
on West 6th Street.
On West 6th Street. So there you go, people. Whoever wants to come by, you got the information. I'll be putting up more posts as it gets nearer. So let's go and get to the top 5 here.
Once again, it's time for the top 5, brought to you by Spill.
Is that the song for?
No, it's not really a song. It's the intro to the song in which we go, number 5.
Man, number 5 was a movie that no one here saw. I would have stopped. There's a couple of movies I missed last week because I was in New York, but this is one of them, Appaloosa.
What do you mean nobody here saw it?
Did you see it?
I saw it.
Oh, I didn't know. You didn't? No,
yeah, I saw it. I saw it at Appaloosa.
Oh, okay. Well, how was it?
It was all right. The thing about Appaloosa, I love Westerns. As you guys know, I'm a huge Western nut.
I think we all are.
There's Western nuts, and then there's people who occasionally like Westerns. And you guys aren't like Western nuts.
I don't know. What's a Western nut?
Like you'd give anything a shot if it was a Western?
That's me, man. I grew up watching Westerns with my dad. Really? I used to watch The Rifleman on TV and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, then you might be a Western.
Bonanza, all that kind of stuff, man.
Well, I mean, it's cool because it is a Western. But the problem is it climaxes about 20 minutes too early, and you're just waiting for the inevitable ending. It's a really slow film.
And it has Ed Harris.
It's Ed Harris and Viggo Mortensen.
Renee Zellweger and Viggo
Renee Zellweger's in it, and it's a cool movie. It's got some really cool sequences in it. It's a very kind of gritty, more realistic Western, but by the same token, it's also very slow. And there are periods. There were a lot of people that walked out just annoyed by the film.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it made like $5.6 million, man, and I didn't see it advertised anywhere.
No.
How did that movie do that well?
Because it was a Western and it had Ed Harris and Viggo Mortensen.
Didn't Ed Harris direct this too?
Yeah, he sure did.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing, is this feels like an actor-directed movie. There are certain actors that direct when an actor sits down to direct a movie, their focus is more on the characters and the drama created there than it is the story. And that's what this is. This is a good character piece, but there's not enough meat there to really make you fall in love with it. Frankly, I saw this thing like 2 weeks ago, and I've forgotten most of it.
Well, now that you guys are probably getting paid for audio reviews, we'll have you do an audio of that just to have our library of audio complete there.
Well, there we go.
So, yeah.
We're getting paid for audio reviews.
Well, probably. We don't know yet. Yeah, I mean, we don't know yet.
He's announcing it to everyone. Like, we've got Jamie in the back office going, he didn't just fucking say that.
Well, I told you already. I told everybody that. I already said to everybody
I don't like to whip my shit out in public, my man, It's
not that big a deal. It's not like we promised. And we're not like we told anybody who sends in an audio review, they're going to get paid.
Number 4.
Which is Knights in Rodanthe. As you call it, old people fucking.
Old people fucking.
Richard Gere and Diane Lane. Diane Lane is still fine, man. I'm not
dude,
even saying
stop that. Would you
that is
stop
not
it?
me, man. That is not. Diane Lane is beautiful. Everybody would say that. You got guys 12 years old talking about it. Man, I'd do her if I
managed to get an erection.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, if, as soon as hair grows out of my nuts, I'm gonna do Diane Lane. Dude, she's fine, man.
No,
it ain't me.
Dude,
she's hot.
Dude, you're into the. You beat off to Rue McClanahan, dude. It's the weirdest fucking thing. You love the old ladies.
Okay, now all joking aside, all the humor aside, Diane Lane is somebody I sincerely feel that way about. I think she's a beautiful woman, beautiful older woman. A lot of people feel like that. She's got that reputation for being the ultimate MILF. And Susan Sarandon.
I met the ultimate MILF the other day. She was
Chuck E. Cheese?
No. She was at the Dragon's Lair, my man. Oh my, it was just beautiful.
The comic book store?
Beautiful thin, beautiful thin girl, broom skirt, had her little daughter with her, and she was walking her daughter through the Warhammer section, showing her the units that mommy wanted to buy for her army, and I thought it was the sexiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Okay, so was she trying to hurry up and get the hell out and get something for her 12-year-old son?
No, she was a girl who was into Warhammer, and she was showing her little daughter the various toys that mommy was going to buy for herself.
Okay,
and that was just, I
don't know if that was in your mind or if that was
that was really happening. I swear to God, I saw this was like, holy crap! I can't believe I'm seeing this.
So wasn't this case where you just looked at her from across the room and she was buying stuff? You assumed she was there for Warhammer.
No, I was in the Warhammer section too. That's what I was, and she's like, mommy wants this for her army, and she wants this for her army, and
that poor daughter, man. I tell you,
well, she's like a little, 3-year-old girl, and she's like, I like the elves, and it's like, God, that's cute.
Yeah, this girl's gonna grow up to be the goth kid. So.
I don't care what the little girl does. I just want to do her mom.
Hey, here
if you want to talk about ultimate MILF, I'm going to tell you about this girl who was buying Warhammer for herself. That's MILFy, my man. That's a mom I'd like to,
I'd like to play Warhammer with.
That's right. Let's get together, roll some dice.
I mean, I got a Warhammer for us. But hey, you know what? Let's go to number 3.
Number 3.
Okay, new entry in this week. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist brought in $12 million even across the board.
Wasn't this the film that they really, really wanted to call Juno 2, but, couldn't?
Man, looking at that movie.
They even used the same font in the title. And they're like, we really, really want all the Juno kids to come out to this movie.
That's what Cyrus says. Cyrus this wants to be something like Juno so bad. Hey, they made money, so apparently it got its audience. They know by saying it's a Juno movie, they're saying that it's a hipster film, and that's exactly what it is. I mean, you go see this movie, and you have to be prepared for all these people to talk about bands that either you know about or you don't, and have them talk about it like, hey, if you don't know about them, then you ain't shit. And also they got this whole thing with the not the nerd that we know now, like saying that the comic books and games. They got this new nerd who is sort of the emo nerd, the guy who has a bad haircut, kind of dresses bad, but walks around with enough sense of irony that the what you call the hipster chicks will like him.
That's not a nerd.
That's the new nerd they're saying.
It's not
the emo nerd. That's the hipster emo nerd.
Hipster emo. Now we're like combining terms that don't even fucking go together.
I'm telling you, man.
Hipster emo nerd. That sounds like a kid who beats his own ass. I mean, it's. I mean, if you consider yourself a hipster emo nerd, just I don't want to tell you what to do because then I'll get sued when you do it. But
no, it's you're right. It's frustrating. It's the kind of kid that a bully would look at and be like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this. What do you want me? I'm confused. So, but I look. The movie was cute. It's not my kind of film because it just has that hipster smugness that I don't like. But it was all right. Not terrible. And to its audience,
was it like okay. 2 hours at Cyrus's house?
It's funny because Cyrus
the lolcats.
Cyrus is so he liked this movie less than I did, but he said, "But I have all the music from the soundtrack," and I was like, "Oh, please." Leon,
that's why we love Cyrus.
Leon told him, he said, "You're gonna go to jail one day because you're gonna ask the wrong girl, hey, what's on your iPod?" The girl's gonna be like 11, 12 years old, 14 years old. You're gonna have taken some 14-year-old girl home.
It's nice to know that we here at Spill cover the spread. We've got Corey going for the older gals, and we got Cyrus for the girls who love the kitties.
Yeah, we got pretty much covered around here.
That's right.
Yeah, so let's go ahead to number 2.
Number 2!
Damn, that blew me across the room, man. Let me peel myself off the wall. Eagle Eye, still going strong.
Still eagle-eyeing.
Has a total of $54.6 million, made $17.7 million this weekend.
Yeah.
Not crazy, but it's good. Not bad for a
fall
for
this
release.
Time of year. In fact, that's the thing is when you add all the films together, it did 48% better than the same weekend last year. It's a really good weekend for films. People racked in money.
Yeah, budget of $80 million. So hopefully,
it's made its money back. Not domestic. When you consider worldwide
gross.
Yeah. Once you get that, it's got its money back, and then DVD, it's a profitable film.
Yeah, these days, man, I don't care what anybody says. A movie's going to get its money back one way or another with DVD out there. I mean, it has to be a shitty movie, and I see some shitty movies getting rented. So, in fact, I'm expecting one day for them just to say, fuck it, no more theaters. We're just going to go DVD.
But that brings us to the number 1 film of the weekend.
Hey, man, everybody knew those fucking Chihuahuas.
Chihuahua. You know what? I'm so happy. I'm just absolutely thrilled. I hit up my Napster account this week, and I'm like, I gotta find out what's up with this song. And I found out that the Chihuahua song that we know and kind of loathe is actually based on an old classic mambo song.
I thought, we talked about that.
Did we?
Yeah, we all, because I was the one that told you that they took it and made this new mix
the club
out of it.
Mix. Yeah, that's right. We did talk. Okay, because I've been listening to that all week because
Chihuahua was a good song.
I can now dig on this beat, and I don't feel like dirty.
Yeah, get the old version. Yeah.
No, the original. It's like 2.5 minutes, and it's called Chihuahua.
Yeah, like this new one is like the Lou Bega, whatever.
It's not Lou Bega, but
it's not. But it's like that style.
Yeah, it's like
Chihuahua number 5. Yeah, So it's. But hey, man, took in almost 30 million, 29.0 million, pretty much $29 million evenly across the board there, man. It's look, I when you told me that the movie probably wouldn't be as terrible as we thought it would be, it wasn't. No. And it was just kind of there. It was just a mediocre movie that kids would go see.
Yeah.
It really didn't bug me. And I'm
just
being fair.
Bored us. We were just bored watching it.
And we even there were parts of the movies that we liked. Like that we loved it. We talked about the German Shepherd. Like we all
the German Shepherd was cute. I didn't particularly like the German Shepherd. There wasn't anything about the movie that I actually liked. I will never watch it again. It was just it bored me. And it bored me because I've seen the film done better several times.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do this film, it's okay to do the film again, but do it better. Go know your classics, go back to them and go, how did they not do it? What did they not do?
Well, one of the things that they did do in this, and I'm not saying good, is that for all these kind of middle of the road movies, we always hear that middle of the road pop song. We always have these middle of the road stars in there, and we always get the same middle of the road jokes, and that's what this movie was. Yeah, and so it's just like, all right, it'll serve its purpose, and it'll get out of there, especially with all these new movies coming in. So no big deal. And I wasn't offended by it, and people wanted us to give this bullshit so bad that they were mad.
Oh my God, no, and I saw it coming. It was one of those things where when I was writing my written review, it was like, I'm going to just get reamed by people who are like, who want to see it get torn apart. It's one of those movies that people just want to, it's like Disaster Movie. Disaster Movie was every bit as bad as we thought it was going to be. So people were like, yay, you're ripping Disaster Movie. With this, and we're kind of like, it's really not that bad. It's like, what? It's going to be awful. You're an asshole. Clearly you are giving this movie a pass. And it's like, no,
there were more people who just said, I wish it had been bullshit, so it could have been a crazy review. But people didn't go crazy like I thought they would. I thought Movie Lore was going to be on there. You take this shit down now. I'm giving them bullshit, and I'm going to come on there, kill everybody, and set the house on fire. And it's like, everybody was kind of like, I wish it could have been worse. But we wish the movie could have been worse, so you guys could have suffered more. So whatever.
I'm happy that it wasn't any worse than it was.
No, that would have been torture.
But so that's the top 5. But the real story this week is number 9 through 12.
Yeah, man, a bunch of movies premiered this weekend, and we have 4 of them, and those movies did bad.
Let's start with number 12.
Okay, number 12 was Blindness. Now, this movie was advertised everywhere. It was on TV and everything. Appaloosa, you didn't hear about, but Blindness was everywhere.
Yeah.
And that movie came in at $2.0 million, man.
Ouch.
So, yeah, I don't know why, because it had a bunch of stars in there. Mark Ruffalo, what's her name? I want to say Gillian Anderson, but not her. Who's the other redhead chick that was in Boogie Nights? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Julianne Moore.
It was one of my favorite actresses.
Boogie Nights, and all of a sudden I had a Roller Girl.
Of course, you can't think about Boogie Nights.
And once I start thinking of Heather Graham rolling around on roller skates naked. My brain just flushed. It's like, what are we talking about?
And
Roller
I saw
Girl.
it go through your head. I was like, that was a bad example.
Oh dear God! Oh my God! Yeah, you guys don't. Many of you don't understand, but that scene in particular where she's just, hey, you want to fuck him? Oh yeah, we get to fuck, and then the clothes come off, and it's like, whoa, hello, that just that you could hear a gasp of every man in the audience who instantly wanted a Roller Girl for his own.
I know.
So now that's all I can think about is the rest of the night's all going to be about Roller Girl.
Good night, y'all. We're
Good night, everybody. I'm going to go home and rub one out to Roller Girl.
Yeah, man, that's the kind of movie where God says, I'm going to get my girl skates for Christmas and her birthday. Wear that shit. But wear it.
Just wear it.
Shit.
Just wear it.
Take your clothes off first before you do that. Why did Blindness do so bad?
I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, I really don't.
Yeah, I had no clue here either. Okay, so number 11. This is a movie that I knew was just going to premiere low. I don't know why. Flash of Genius with Greg Kinnear. You know the movie?
No, I don't even know the movie.
Okay,
dude, I've been buried in Fantastic Fest for
that's what I'm saying. They just started advertising the movie this week. Greg Kinnear plays the inventor of the intermittent windshield wiper, and he presents the idea to Ford. Ford says, we're not interested. And then the next thing he knows, at some show, they unveil a car with the intermittent windshield wiper. So it's his struggle to go against the corporation and not only get some monetary gain from them, but, hey, be known as the inventor of that windshield wiper. And it's a David and Goliath story. They say it's actually kind of cool, but who cares?
I love Greg Kinnear, but I hadn't even heard about it yet. I mean, I've been so busy. But see, the ones that really interest me, the ones that really tanked,
Religulous and American Carol.
That's right. Religulous came in at number 10.
Yeah.
Just squeaking in. Now, it did just like a hair, like by the hair of its nuts, less than, it like did what, 3.7, whereas American Carol did 3.8?
Religulous did 3.5, and you're right. And American Carol did 3.8.
Now, Religulous, granted, was in a third of the theaters. It was in 500 theaters, which that's the type of film you only put
Actually,
in
that's pretty good for this movie.
Yeah, no.
This movie actually did well.
Well, for 500 theaters, it did all right. No, it could have done much better.
Well, that's what I was going to mention. For $3 million, I mean, it's no Fireproof that we mentioned last week, but it actually did. No, it actually did okay considering. The one that bombed is an American Carol. Yeah,
3.8. Now that you could see that it looked awful, and the people who all were interested in it were Republicans. See, that's what's interesting is you have these two movies that played to very different crowds. You've got
Exactly.
this very religious, very right-wing, Fox-watching, the type of people who would love to see Bill O'Reilly show up in a movie and punch Michael Moore. Those people had their movie. And then the people who hate God, you know, Leon and Cyrus, those guys had their movie. And so and nobody wanted to go see it because we're all fucking sick of it.
Well, I have to say and I'm not saying this in defense of Religulous. I mean, I'm not. At first, I thought the movie did bad, but before we started the show, I looked at the theaters. I mean, like I said, this movie is okay for $500. I mean, 500 theaters.
It's okay, but it certainly isn't the type of numbers that a big documentary on that many screens would get.
Well, that's the thing. Is a documentary didn't take that much to make, in 500 screens. Really, it's good for this movie, man. I'm not defending the movie because of my beliefs. If it tanked, it tanked, but it didn't. What's that?
My point is not whether it did well for that movie. My point is how few people are interested right now in going out and seeing the political stuff. That we've got this fatigue going on. Between the two, they made $7 million all weekend. Everybody wanted to go see Chihuahuas and Shia LaBeouf get, run around
Well, of
town.
course. Those are movies that's escapism. I mean, those movies are definitely going to do better. I'm just really confused by things like Blindness and well, here's the deal. Blindness I'm confused about. Flash of Genius and An American Carol, those are movies that they advertised at the last minute. Nobody even knew what American Carol was.
Oh, American Carol they've been advertising for a while.
Really? I hadn't seen anything until this week.
I actually know. In fact, what was interesting was I got a call from my mother this weekend, and my parents are big right wingers. I mean, they're big time. I mean, that's the thing is they make me look like a lefty.
Really?
That's what's funny is I'm like the black sheep lefty of the family.
So they're voting for Obama, right?
No. Yeah. So it was so weird to they called up and they're like, we're really interested. Me and your dad wanted to go out and see this American Carol movie, but it's not playing up here. Do you know if it's in limited release or what's going on? And I was just so amused because my mom actually used the phrase limited release. It's like, wow.
Damn, you've been educating your parents. Man.
Yeah. But no, it wasn't. It just, I was trying to tell her, I'm like, Mom, you live in one of the most liberal states in the union. I don't think I think they were much smarter in their release pattern. And, it's playing, all over in Texas. But, upstate New York, not so much.
Yeah, well, I hadn't heard anything about it myself, so I'll take your word for it. I mean, I just saw something for it this week.
Oh, see, I've been hearing about it forever. I was going to go
Did you see anything on TV, though, or had you been hearing about it? Oh,
yeah, no, both. And I saw the trailer when it first debuted online because it kind of made a big splash because everyone was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then, it kept popping up and they advertised the hell out of it. But where they probably did most of their advertising was on Fox News.
Okay. See, well, there you go. I don't watch a whole lot of Fox News.
Exactly what, an Obama supporter like yourself will be watching.
No, not really. No, you got me there.
So, my parents knew about it and were eager to see it, even though they weren't showing it in their market. So, I mean,
yeah.
But $3.8 million.
It was the Fox affiliate here that I did see that preview on. So yeah. I mean, you
had Bill O'Reilly in it. What do you expect?
Oh fuck! I mean, yeah, who really? And I think you're right. People are just tired of this kind of shit.
No, that's the thing is, I mean, I hear Religulous is really good. In fact, I hear it's very even-handed until the last scene, and that it's a funny movie and it's worth seeing regardless of your beliefs. I want to see it. I love Bill Maher.
See,
Bill
Maher's
Maher's hilarious.
Yeah, the movie had something going for it, and really, I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to promote this movie because of my beliefs, but I think that this movie had been pushed sooner and in fact opened up in more theaters. I think it would have done bigger numbers too.
I think, well, if you open it in more theaters, there's a possibility, but you have there's a serious problem with releasing a film like Religulous.
And that's why they released it in 500 theaters.
No, it was so smart to do that because the problem is you have a movie that's challenging the beliefs of 95% of your audience.
Yeah.
It's a film made for 5% of the audience.
Yeah, no, and that's a Christian country, man. I mean, I think it was a bold move even making this movie. It was bold for Bill Maher to even go on to The View.
Sure.
And be able to promote this movie. It was bold for The View to have him on there.
Oh my God! So many people were like, "Oh, the big deal about him getting thrown off." I know that the minute he got thrown off of that show, he was like, "Yes, now people are going to talk about this."
He didn't get thrown off though. I mean, he really did not get thrown off. They gave him a good amount of time. He made some good points. It's just that the conversation was beginning to get interesting, and they never would have been able. They were going to go in circles. So he said what he had to say. some other members said what they had to say, and they ran out of time. It wasn't like they said,
"See, I didn't.
You got, be quiet. You got to get out of here."
I didn't see it because I have a penis, so I don't watch The View.
You can watch that clip though, man. It's on YouTube.
I just read so many people blogging about it. I didn't feel I needed to actually see the clip at that point.
No, to be fair, people want to paint them as bitches who kicked them off. To be fair, they did not. They just ran out of time. They were being very fair with him.
That's just like you to stand up for the black girl.
The black girl was the dumbest one on there. What are you talking about? Oh no, that blonde bitch is the dumbest one on there. The black one is the second dumbest one. She didn't even know the world was round. She thought it was flat. I mean, at one time. So what am I supposed to say? Think I'm gonna defend that shit? I'm sorry, baby. You ain't gonna make me look bad with you. The View, man. I can't stand it. I don't blame you for not watching that shit.
Yeah, so no, the idea of watching Bill Maher argue with the people on The View was kind of, it was like my Two Girls in a Cup last week. It was like I did not want to see it.
Yeah.
I've heard enough about it that, you know what, I think I can spare myself having to sit through that.
Yeah, no, they were actually cool with him, man. And a lot of people, look, I had a couple of people writing me, and they were like, "Hey, and don't get angry at Christians. Not all Christians are bad. I never said Christians were bad.
No, you didn't say it.
No,
we have a couple other people that hang around here that have ugly words for Christians.
Do they? Do they really? I mean, because I think everybody by this point, if you listen to us long enough, even if we don't come out and say it, you kind of know everybody's beliefs at this point. If you've been with us long enough,
you've been with us long enough.
Yeah, and I think I never really heard them say anything bad. I mean, and with me, a lot of people have just taken it and ran, saying, "Hey, don't hate on all Christians now. We're not." I'm like, no, I'm not. Never have. I'm pretty fair. I mean, I have my own beliefs, and I'll tell them to you. But I'm not sitting up here trying to say, "Oh, you dumb Christians, you crazy ass Christ killers and Christ believers and whatnot." I never said any that kind of stuff.
Christ killers are the Jews, man. You lay off the Christians.
Well, I'm covering that too because I've had some Jewish discussions with people who actually thought because I was black, and I'm dead serious with you. People thought because I was black that I was some really revival tent going Christian, and they want to make it known do you hate the Jews, and do you think that we kill Christ?
You know why they thought that?
Why?
Not because you're black, because you're black from Waco.
I don't know if they knew I was from Waco.
You talk about that. No, they absolutely. You talk about being from deep Texas, and that's blacks from deep Texas. Everybody believes you all go to tent revivals. And
I know they thought I was like the fan. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Jesus. And I did go to a church like that. I grew up in a church till I was 18. I grew up in a church like that. I'll tell you,
I was an altar boy for the love of God.
You were damn. How's your ass feel?
It's gotten better. Ass.
You need a pillow?
Dude,
no, I hear you. No,
that's mean.
Come on, man. Like nobody thought that after you said that. I just vocalized it. People were thinking that already.
Dude, it's the priests aren't into the ass fucking. It's all about blowjobs.
Oh, okay. See, you learn something new every day.
And see, now all of our listeners that go to seminary, we have this group of listeners who are in seminary. They're like sitting there going, they didn't just go. They did the priest rape jokes. Great. We thought we liked you, Carlisle. But yeah, no,
I'm glad you took the heat off me because you talk about I went there. You went beyond that. You went into infinity and beyond.
But see, that's how you save your cohort. You go that extra level, and then all of a sudden,
thank you for jumping on the grenade. I appreciate that.
So,
I will tell people I did have to go every other Sunday. I did fan the big fat black woman that was like, "Oh Jesus, help me, Jesus!"
Yeah. So I actually, oddly enough, I was talking to Cyrus about this whole thing just yesterday because I was like, "Man, what the hell did you guys say on Leon?" He's like, "We didn't say anything."
What did they say? Tell me.
I don't know. He's like, "We didn't really say anything." I'm like, well, because I got some emails like, thank you for being, the Christian in the group. It's really nice to see that there's a Christian on the site, yada, yada. And because people send me those every once in a while.
Okay.
And someone had said something, especially after what, Cyrus and Leon said. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I got one of those speeches from Cyrus where he started off with the phrase, "I'm sorry, but." You know those speeches that he gives? Because he has this habit.
Well,
he
all hear them and give them.
I'm sorry, but you're it's just
for him, that's a storm about to come. Yeah,
no, because he just starts off with, I'm sorry, but he doesn't actually mean he's sorry. It's a figure of speech, and it means he's about to tell you that he thinks you're wrong, and he's going to give you all the reasons why. And,
hey, God bless him for it, man. We all have
God
our opinions.
God bless him for it. He said, you motherfuckers, why do you have to say that?
Yeah, and you know what? That's the difference, because we had that talk on the review for Religulous. He's the one that's agnostic. So it's funny that he comes across that way, because I'm the one that's...
Well, he says he's agnostic.
I talked to him about that.
He's a born-again secular humanist. He's very much into secular humanism, and he likes to say that he's agnostic because he believes in science, and in science you can't truly believe anything. So he has to say he's agnostic, but no, he's not agnostic.
Yeah.
Agnostics are like, I really don't know. Try talking to him about God, and he'll tell you why God doesn't exist. It's like, dude, you're an atheist. No, I'm agnostic.
Well, we've had those discussions. I've said that. I said, I think you and I share the exact same views, except when we label ourselves, I'm the one that's the atheist, and you're the one that's the agnostic. I don't know what the difference is anymore.
See, my favorite atheist in the world is Leon. Because Leon's like a hardcore atheist, but